male who is approaching right now, and then we also have Neo, who is our female. Together they are companions. We don't have any active breeding program right now with these two. So they're purely for companionship because lions are a social species. So what you're going to see is some training. The type of training that we're doing is called maintenance behaviors. So these are just some more like simplistic behaviors that you can actually train your pets at home to do as well. But all of these behaviors actually serve a purpose. Even though it's really entertaining to watch and it is really cool, these animals are extremely smart. All of these behaviors do have a purpose. And most of that is so they can voluntarily participate in their own veterinary care, as well as voluntary physical checks. So our lions are trained to do a lot of different behaviors, like laying down. They're trained to do an up position so we can see their underbelly. Seeing their underbelly is really important because these guys are apex predators. They aren't really presenting their underside because it is a vulnerable spot for them. So being able to do this up behavior helps see a full extension of their body so we can get a good check of their underside. They are trained to do paw presentations. This is great because we can use it to check their paw pads. Sometimes they get chapped, sometimes they get little boo-boos on their paws. So we can get a good physical check of them. They are trained to open their mouths for us, so they will open their mouth wide, and that helps us get a good physical check of their teeth and everything else going on inside. Tony is trying to transition between two different keepers right now, which is not what we want. He's only supposed to be training with Jules. So you'll notice that Lane is not giving him any attention because she's going to focus on Neo if Neo does come over. The really great thing about training here is that everything is positive reinforcement. So everything we do is reinforcing for good behavior, and it's always going to be something positive. So obviously their reinforcer is going to be meat. They are training with the ground meat as well as a chunk meat, which kind of basically is like a raw steak to them.
Or ground meat. And our chunk.
Ground meat and then a chunk meat. It's beef, yeah. A few times a week they do get bones, and sometimes for novelty they can get rabbit carcasses. But their favorites are the chunk and the bones, which are also cow bones. The really great thing about this training is that it is, again, completely voluntary. The animals have to willingly participate, and we do typically get great participation from them. This gives them the choice and control that they deserve. However, you can see right now Neo does not want to approach and participate, and that's completely up to her. There will be no punishment. She's still going to get fed her diet later on. But if she wants to participate in the training, she is going to get reinforced for that.
Tony.
You also see that on the end of the meat stick that the keepers are using to feed the lions, there is this red buoy. This is called a target. So a target behavior is really great. It's a very basic behavior you can train. But basically when you present a target, you want the animal to touch their nose to it. And as you build on that behavior, you can use a target behavior to teach other things, like transitioning an animal from one spot to another, as well as a whole lot of other behaviors. So that is what the target behavior is when you see them touch their nose at the end of that red buoy.
Yes.
So we are trying to trial this training. It seems that the lions